This is the DJI Action 3, and this is one of my favorite cameras for so many reasons. There are things I don't like about it and things I love about it, but for 2024, this is insane. Before I unbox the DJI Action 3, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's open her up. It's brand new. Camera's up here. Let's pull it out, give it a close look. It does have fingerprints because I did test it and I did a ton of tests on it, so I know everything about this thing, so you guys can see in this video. In this little compartment here, there is accessories. You've got a screw, so you can put this case on. This is so you can protect it and so you can mount it this way if you want. This actually has something called a quick mount, quick connect mount, I think, and it magnetizes and clicks on, and it's very secure, but it doesn't have one right here, so that's what this case does. It allows you to do that, but it also gives it some pretty good protection, so I would leave this on. Then the bottom here, you've got adhesive sticky mount with this, which is where the screw goes in, and you've got the quick release mount. So you put this in here, and you put the bolt through here, and it allows you to stick this wherever. You can actually put this on different attachments as well. Any action camera mount, basically, like GoPro mounts and stuff, will fit this, because most action cameras have this. This little circle in the bottom here is actually a protector for the lens. It allows you to protect the rim of this, which I already have one on. It comes with a spare, so that's the protective thing for it. It's made out of, I think, silicone. There is also a Type-C to Type-C charging cord. It doesn't come with a plug, though. So that is everything that comes with the DJI Action 3. So now to see what it does. Alright, so here are some of the coolest things about this camera. So this thing actually comes with a protective cover for the camera. The camera is actually under, like the lens is underneath this protective thing here. This is metal on the outside with this rubber thing that you can put on, which is on right now, and then there's this glass, and it's made out of tempered glass, so it's not easily breakable. You've got a touch screen here, which is also so you can see yourself. You've got two little dots for the microphones. On the bottom, this is a microphone, which is very interesting because there's no hole whatsoever. It's just like this little grid, which is like rubber, so it kind of like doesn't move around on the table or anything. It's got these two clips for the quick mount, which is kind of cool. This is how this works. It just magnetizes like this, and you just click it in, and this thing's very secure, not going to go anywhere. One of my favorite features about the camera, well, this camera. On the back, you got a touch screen, which I think this is actually an OLED screen, which is actually very cool with this action camera. Not many action cameras have an OLED screen. It's got a quick switch button, which is also the on button. It's got this little charging port, which is waterproof, so you could either plug it in and use it as a webcam, or you could charge it from there, which is what I do. I just charge it from there. Then on this side, you've got the battery compartment, which the battery, it's 1,000 something milliamp hours. It says right here, let me see, 1,770 milliamp hours, which gives you about 2.5 hours of total usage, which is actually a really long time. In my usage, it took me maybe about an hour and a half, but still, great battery. So this battery just slides in here like this. Then you've got your little SD card, which it doesn't come with. I actually paid with my money to get this. Hold on, let me get my thing in focus. So yeah, this little SD card comes right out. This is a 64 gigabyte. This is the card. This card allows you to shoot in 4K 120, and I think it might allow you to shoot in 5K. So get this card if you get this camera. This is the best card to get. A SanDisk Extreme Pro. You can get 64 all the way to, I think, to 1 terabyte or 256. I was gonna get a 256, but I didn't have the money for it. So this thing was only a 64, but 64 is still really good. It gives you about an hour and a half, well, I think an hour on 4K 120 on a full card. But if you go put the resolution down to 4K 30, oops. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. That thing just comes off. It's kind of weird how it does that. But anyway, So yeah, the SD card is actually really good. So get that one if you ever get this camera, because that's the best one in my opinion. Here you've got the record button and picture button. You got a little speaker here, which is actually very loud. Besides listening to your videos, when you listen to your videos, it's pretty quiet, which stinks. But it's loud when it has like the sounds, which is kind of cool. And then let's see if there's anything else. DJI logo there. You got a few DJI things right here, like there and there. So it's kind of cool they did that. So I'm going to turn this thing on so you can hear it and so you can see it. Let me get my microphone off here so you can hear it. Let's turn it on. There we go. Let me put this back here so you guys can hear me well. Alright, so yeah, that's it on. It's on ultra wide right now, so yeah, this thing is actually very wide. It's on video. You can actually use this quick switch to change it to whatever you want. So you click on the quick switch and you can switch to modes. I have it set to camera, video, HDR 10-bit, slow-mo, and playback. So there's nothing on the SD card yet. So here it tells you your battery life about 77%, which should last me maybe about an hour and a half, I think, on battery. SD card tells me I have 94 minutes of recording in 1080p on slow-mo. So I'm going to go to photo and take a photo so you guys can see. So let me click on, let me swipe up. You can change the aspect ratio. You can do countdown. I'm just going to do 16.9 so you guys can, like, it's like full screen. So let me take a picture or something. It's not good with close up, so if it looks bad close up, that's why. Let me just take it anyway. Alright, that's the photo. So let me take a photo of this cord here. This thing also has 4x zoom, so you can click on the zoom here, you hold it down, and it goes up to 4 times. It looks very pixelated when you get to full zoom, but so I wouldn't use it, but still kind of a cool feature to have. So let me take a picture of something else. Let me get the DJI box so you guys can see the full resolution. By the way, this is shooting at, I think, full resolution. So it's going to be shooting, I think, at 4K, 12 megapixels. So let me take a photo of this. Alright, so those are some little photo samples. Now you can click here to view the playback. So here are the photos. You can click on these 3 dots here if you want to like it, if you want to say you like it. It's kind of like you have a phone. Or you can delete it, and then you can click here to view all photos. And so I have 3 on there. And then you can also, when you get off of playback, you can click on this thing here, and you can do exposure, white balance, field of view, or JPEG, right? Oh, it's actually not on ultra wide. It's actually on standard D-warp. You can do wide, but you can't do ultra wide because that's for video. But ultra wide is great for if you want to get a super wide video, but it gets warped. Like, look, if you do wide, it already looks kind of warped on the sides. Not really, but if you go to ultra wide, it gets very warped on the sides, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So let me click on this. Go to video. So now you guys can see it is on ultra wide. So look at how warped it is on the sides. Watch. See my hand? See how like my hand is not that fat looking. If you go to the side, it just looks really warped and weird. So you can actually do that or you can go to standard D-warp, which makes it just look like a normal camera, which is my favorite feature of this camera because it allows it so it's not super warped and not super wide. It's like the perfect in-between mixture. Auto white balance, I don't like messing with that because I don't really understand it much because I'm not a photographer. But I do mess with exposure. You can change the EV plus or minus, and then you can do the color of what you want your thing to be. So I just keep it in 100 and 6,400 right there. That's the one I keep it on. By the way, this touchscreen is very sensitive, so it's very hard to select things. I just love how this thing has an OLED screen. That is just genius. I don't know if the back is OLED, but when you look at the screen, it looks like the real quality. You're not missing out on any resolution. With your eyes, as you see with the screen, looks incredible. Doesn't look as good as on camera, like how I'm recording this, but it looks better when you look at it in person. So, I supposed to have 60 minutes of 33 seconds of recording on my SD card left, which is an hour and 33 minutes. No, actually, it's an hour, 60 minutes and 33 seconds in 4K 60. But you can go down to 1080p 24, and that gives you, that tells you 59 gigabytes. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't show you how long of recording you have. If you go to 4K oh, you go to 240? I didn't know that. Wow. So that's fast. I keep it in 4K 30. 4K 30 is my favorite by far. 4K 30 and 60 are my favorite. 4K 120 it's very hard to edit on the computer I have because it's too much for my computer to handle. Which is one thing I should warn you about. If you don't have a fast computer and you're recording in HEVC, which I'll explain in a second, it might not work as well. So let me show you the HEVC setting. This is how you get the best resolution. Click in settings. Well, first I swipe down and click the settings. So you go down until you find video compression. I have it right here. I'm going to turn on HEVC, but HEVC causes it to not be as, like, it's going to be harder to edit on a computer because it's going to need a lot of power. But H.264 is less resolution. It still looks really good, but it's not as good as HEVC. So I'm just going to keep it, on HEVC for the best resolution possible. So let me go back. You can turn sounds from high, medium, and low. I like high so I know what I'm doing. You can do grade, anti-flicker, I keep on auto. Time code, that's so you can see how long your device has been on, I think. I have no idea, actually. You can do naming management, screen off when recording. So as you're recording, it will shut off. So it'll say battery. Auto power off, 1 minute. So it'll turn off in 1 minute if I'm not touching it. LED, I do want to keep LED on, so you can see the little LED indicator right there, as you can see. Little LED. You can turn it on or off. I keep it on. It was off because I was planning for this review, so I'm going to keep it on. Horizon calibration, that's if you want to calibrate the horizon. You can continue last live stream, language, date and time, format, factory reset, device info, and compliance. So that's all you have in settings. You can change the brightness of the screen if you want it to be really bright, which I actually want to turn it down so you guys can see the resolution better. I turn it to 50. Oh, 49, I don't care. Let me click this QS button, which is actually this, quick switch. Make this do whatever you want. Click on quick switch. Right now I have it set to photo, video, HDR video, slow-mo, and I'm going to turn on time-lapse and hyperlapse and playback. So now if you go here, you're going to see all these. This is how you switch all the modes. So now it's all on here. So this is time-lapse. On a time-lapse, it says 4K, 0.5 interval or something, 10 minutes last 0.5 seconds. So I don't really understand that much because I'm not a photographer or a videographer really, but I'm getting into videography, so I'm learning this stuff. So if I go back to video, I can go here, and you can turn on enhanced image quality for full resolution. You can turn pro on or off, so if you just want the simple things. So I'm going to click on this mic thing. You can change it to stereo, wind noise reduction, or directional audio. So that means the audio will be, if you're on the outside, you will see, like, it will sound like it's right in front of you. So it'll use, I think, every single mic on the camera. So it gives you the best audio. But I record this way, like, with it behind me. So I want it off, I think. I think I'm right about that. I don't know. So if I go into here, I'm going to turn this on to standard de-warp, and I'm going to take a quick little video so you guys can see it. So here we go. Alright, so I am shooting in 4K 60 FPS at I think it's standard de-warp. Yeah, it's standard de-warp. So this is what this looks like. No stabilization whatsoever. Really good, right? I know. It actually look really good, and I'm shocked about that because it shoots at 4K 120. But I actually hate GoPro for many reasons because it overheats and stuff. This thing has no overheating issues in my experience. I've used it till the battery dies, and it has overheating at the end, but it doesn't cause the overall performance to go down. It actually shuts the screen off and saves battery and kind of cools it off. So it actually works really well. So it's shutting out by itself because I didn't touch it, which is what I was telling about. So it automatically shuts off with that mode. I want to show you how you can shoot in vertical. It's just actually pretty cool. You can take this case here, flip it up, and then you can stick this thing in here just like this. And this actually gives it some protection, and it gives it the ability to shoot vertical. So instead of being able to shoot it here, you can still use it here. You can now use it this way. So you take this stand here, flip it up, and you just click this thing on here, and it magnetizes, push, and now you can shoot vertical, which is actually one of my favorite features. I know I say that a lot about this camera, a bunch of favorite features, but for the price you can get this for, you can get so many features and so much stuff on it. It's just unbelievable. The price for it is, I'm going to pop out on the screen here. I could be wrong about this, but it'll be on the screen. So I think it was around $340 or $320. I'm probably wrong about that, but I paid $180 because I got it for open box condition on eBay. That's the best deal you can get. This is actually new. It's just open box condition, which means that someone just opened it, put it back. I think that's what that means. But it's been great. I love this thing so much. I think I'm going to show you some more features because I think there's more I need to show you. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this feature. Okay, I gotta show you this. There's something called Rocksteady Plus and Rocksteady, and there's Horizon Steady. It's got crazy stabilization with all three of those modes. So I'm gonna go through the modes. So here's how you do it. You go, so I'm on video right now actually, and then you swipe up, click on this little steady. It's off right now. Go here. So you got Rocksteady. Check this out. It crops it in because it has to stabilize it, so it's Rocksteady, pretty stable. Rocksteady Plus is like for more advanced, and then Horizon Balance is genius. Check this out. So as you can see, it's still, but as I turn it, still stays still. I'm actually gonna do a test outside of the stabilization in 3 modes. So let's start with Rocksteady. Okay, this is Rocksteady enabled 4K 60 run test. Alright, do some shaking motion. You might not be able to see it. Run the other way. Now for Rocksteady Plus. Alright, this is Rocksteady Plus. Shake it like crazy. Shaking it more for this test because I want to show you how good Rocksteady Plus is. And finally, Horizon Balancing. Turn the camera all the way around to show you how this works. It only works at 45 degrees. It doesn't go all 360, but I'm turning the camera right now. See that? My arm moving? Let me make it a little bit easier to see. This. Staying completely still. The horizon's locked, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna do a running test with horizons balancing. This is what this looks like. And run back. Alright, this is no stabilization. This is shooting in wide. This is what wide looks like. It's already pretty wide. Now for ultra wide. Now here's ultra wide. This is ridiculous. I can see everything. You can see my arm. You can see stuff like all around. It's crazy. You can see my whole body like this. It's one of my favorite features because you can see so wide, even when you're doing stabilization, which I actually want to do. I'm going to do a stabilization test with the ultra wide setting just to show you how good it looks. So here's Rocksteady Plus on ultra wide. Run back. And that's that. That was pretty insane, wasn't it? It's crazy how much features this thing has in this tiny little thing. GoPro doesn't even compare to this to me. I think that I'd rather get a GoPro than spend. I'd rather spend 180 on an action camera than spend over 300 on a GoPro, because it is just incredible how much this thing is. It's just what it has, quick mount, all the features, stabilization, 4K 120 at 12 megapixels. I don't think I said that, but I said it in a short I just released. So, yeah, it's just some crazy stuff going on inside this tiny little thing. Let me actually give you a front view thing, what I see when I'm recording. So, I see this when I'm recording, but I'm going to flip it around to show you when you record, you can see yourself. So, I'm going to turn it around, and see that? You can see on the screen, I'm on the screen. You can actually control everything from here. It's touchscreen. I don't want to show my face, but I'll actually cover the camera so you guys can see this. But you can swipe up, and you can click on all these modes. You can actually control the whole camera from this little screen, which is crazy cool. You can click on this little thing here, do everything the front screen camera has. Well, front screen has. It can actually shoot upside down, too. Watch. What's this? You can shoot. So, I'm upside down right now. Now I'm this way. Now I'm this way. Isn't that crazy? So, if you wanted to shoot upside down, I guess you could. But all the recording things you can do and everything, I just love it. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to do some shorts on some video quality tests and stabilization tests more on shorts. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And this is Gonix signing off.